Oh,
Gosh.
Interesting.
Okay. Oh, yes. As the only grandchild who joined the Hill family later in my childhood, I have never once felt like I am any different than any of the other cousins. Grandpa has always welcomed me in with a big hug and stories from his childhood, his times in college, and his career. I will always appreciate how much love I have been showered with since day one as a Hill grandchild. Grandpa has always shown a tremendous amount of support for and interest in the things I am doing in school, theater, and music, and is always eager to hear about my future plans and goals. Happy birthday, Grandpa. Thank you so much for your undying faith in my potential and all the love that you have shown me since I joined this family.
Do all the other grandchildren want to do a quick rewrite, or should we keep going?
Is that jazz hands?
Whether it was teaching me how to act around people or work hard in school or something, just be a good person, you've always been there as an inspiration and as someone who I strive to be like. Believe it or not, you've also influenced me somewhat politically. I remember one example in particular. We were sitting next to some of my good friends, and it was at one of my concerts or something. And one of them was wearing a Save Darfur shirt. And you asked her, how are you going to save Darfur? By shooting all them Arabs? Thank you for always being there as a role model, and I'm very happy with it.
We're all here today to celebrate your 90 years. Out of your countless accomplishments, the one that I most wish to emulate is your collection of eccentric hair suitable for every occasion imaginable. Now we want you to have a good time today and get a little crazy. Just remember, the roof is not a toy. Here's to you and happy 90th birthday.
They brought Katie out here to meet the family after only a brief introduction to everyone except Grandpa at the debutante. And Grandpa, I have to say, I'm really glad you didn't pregame this party too much and pass out early again. But the fact that you're still riding around in the red convertible with a pug in the front seat, going to the gym 4 days a week to sit behind the girls on the treadmills, means I have some good genes to look forward to. So here's to your 90th birthday, and here's to a long, well-lived life with many years to come.
Does he take the jog in the car?
Better be loud.
I need more roast than toast in our
So I'm going to take a little less of a humorous note to mine, but Grandpa, I remember probably the most prolific memory I have of you is when I was in 4th grade doing my State of Illinois report and hearing about all the stories from Peoria, moving up to Wilmette, going through New Trier. But ever since I was like 10 and just sort of thinking back, especially since I went off to school, I've always heard these stories of, oh, the greatest generation did it all and your generation isn't good enough. And in retrospect, the greatest generation very, very much so does not do you enough justice. New Trier graduate, Amherst, left for the Army, back to Amherst, and then to Harvard Business School, and moving on to a successful career at Sears. I really think that you are the greatest of the greatest generation, and I don't think 90 years has been enough for you to do everything you want to.
Still waiting.
Excited about the fact that we made a contribution because not every generation does. And
Bars high, guys. Bars.
I think our guys did. And anyway, cheers to them.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To that, to your generation.
Now we have Claire.
All right. I'm standing in lieu of Claire, who couldn't be here today because I'm not Claire. Hard to believe. Not Claire.
It's gonna project.
Because she is in Maine. Grandpa, I wish I could be with you to celebrate your big day. I miss everyone so much, and I'm bummed that I can't be with you all. When my parents asked me to write a toast for your birthday, one memory immediately came to mind. I remember one night when you and Gami were babysitting. Gami was telling a story, and all of a sudden you started doing the kick line in our kitchen. To me, it was a constant reminder of how surprising and entertaining you are. I never know what story you will tell next or how an afternoon spent at your house will be. You have always been the kind of grandpa I could brag about. I remember showing the mini boats you made to all of my friends when I was younger, and proudly telling them my grandpa had made them all by himself. We have all been beyond lucky to have you as a grandparent. I hope you have an amazing birthday, and I'm sending lots of love from Maine. Love, Claire.
Oh, very nice.
All right.
Stand up.
I know that.
He is standing up. Wait, no, it's Michael.
So I just wanted to start before my toast. I have a story that doesn't really fit my toast, but I really want to say it because it's probably my favorite grandpa story. Grandpa was over at our house one night, and Michael and Andrew were standing right there next to him, and Andrew made some sort of comment regarding his age, and all Grandpa said was, "Yeah, well, I'm still kicking," and kicked Andrew in the shins. Kind of sums up Grandpa pretty well right there. But I'll start my toast. I want to toast a few things Grandpa has taught me over the years. First is to find something you love to do and share it with those you love. Every one of us grandkids has received a very special gift from him, and I hope we all pass those down from generation to generation. The motorboats, the doll houses, everything. And I hope we all find something we love and we can share with our grandkids as well. If you have a passion or a hobby, please share it with your kids. Second, 90 years is a long time to collect a lot of stories. Every family gathering we've had since I can remember, Grandpa has told stories ranging from what he did last weekend or what he ate for breakfast to what it was like in pre-communist China. I never get tired of the stories. And then third, Grandpa didn't choose the pug life. The pug life chose him. Pugs, not drugs.
All right, and action.
Grandpa, this family is a dog family, a pug family to be precise. Yet somehow we started calling you a cat because you have 9 lives. But I think we're going to have to change that. Not only have you proven that you have way more than 9 lives to go through, but unlike cats, you are beloved by the entire family.
That's right.
This house is a pug house, and Grandpa and the family pug have always had a special relationship. Most bonded over their evening walks around the neighborhood, but they've all mainly revolved around breakfast cereal sharing every morning. Anna and Mom have carried on the pug family tradition, and as for the next generation, you're welcome, cousins. I volunteer. If I make it to 90, I hope I'm lucky enough to be just as fit and spry as you are today. Happy 90th birthday, Grandpa, and here's to many more.
Yay. Michael.
All right. So if you look at Grandpa on paper, at 90 years old, he drives around in a convertible, he checks out the talent at the Winnetka Gym, and has been for years, and he's laughing his way to the bank because the insurance company is literally paying him because he's still around. I mean, there's no real way to need to spin it or anything, it's just matter of fact. But I'd say I admire all your achievements, Grandpa, specifically your resilience and the attitude you've brought with it, as demonstrated by a lot of the stories we've heard. As you often say, you're still here, and we couldn't be happier. To the best dressed man on the North Shore.
Yay!
Where is your
Right. South Insurance Company. They always treated me well. I sat next to the chairman at lunch one day. He said, "You have all those insurances?" I said, "When you get home, just call up my agent and ask him." He said, call me back on the telephone and said, "You have more than anybody we have." And he said, I'm very happy. He said, "By the way, can you get me a good TV?" And I did. Anyway, then he gave $20 million to Glenbrook Hospital which is what?
Not us. No, no.
I didn't.
Allstate.
Darn it. I was like,
He became chairman of the hospital and gave him $20 million.
Last but not least, Jeff.
And they've been very good to me.
Jeff's gonna keep it short.
Nice segue right there. I'll keep it short and sweet. To Grandpa's past, present, and future as the biggest mover and shaker and patriarch of this family. Hard raising a wonderful family, especially this one. Cheers. It's something to turn 90.
Cheers.
Cheers.
absolutely.
Don't go to many 90th birthdays.
Well, I have to tell you all that when I was growing up, my parents lived in in Peoria, and we lived my grandparents lived 27 miles out of town. And every holiday, like this one, the family all got together. And we had a nice little dining room in this nice little house that would seat 50 people.
He's only 20.
All my cousins came, and I had a lot of cousins, more than we have here today, and we all got along marvelously. And why I just say I'm so thankful that this is a lovely, friendly group that's all gotten along well together. Continue to be friends, you know.
It's good to be friends.
Because that's part of a very important part of life, is to have good friends and good family.
And don't cross Aunt Susie.
Or Uncle Mel. I'm going to say that, 90 years.
You're out of order.
He's the next oldest.
Okay. Yes, after the kids.
That, almost 60 years of your 90, you tolerated me. And,
Are you sure that's the right word?
I think so. I think so. Happy birthday, sweetheart.
Yay!
And just sit.
Did he open his gift
Kids
for you,
want
Mom?
to say.
What? Yes, we're talking pages here, folks.
Nice, Dad.
So I like to start these sorts of toasts with a little historical context, especially for you young kids around here. Major historical events in 1923. The Soviet Union was established. Elon College's campus in North Carolina is destroyed by a fire.
Uh-oh.
King Tut's tomb was discovered. Time magazine published its first issue. The original Yankee Stadium opened for the first time. The Attorney General of the U.S. said it was legal for women to wear trousers anywhere. The Hollywood sign was unveiled and originally said Hollywood Land. And in the sign that some things never change, the Phillies scored 12 in the sixth to beat the Cubs 17-4.
Nothing changes.
U.S. Steel invented the 8-hour workday. Roy and Walt Disney founded the Walt Disney Company. Adolf Hitler was arrested for his leading role in the beer hall Push. And the first transatlantic radio broadcast of A Voice came from Pittsburgh to Manchester, England.
Oh.
And Al Capone's gang moved their headquarters to Cicero, Illinois.
Still there.
I was looking at who won the Academy Award that year, and the answer is, who knows?
No Academy Award.
No one. It wasn't invented until 5 years later. In 1923, the first Super Bowl was 44 years away. Life expectancy for men born in 1923 was 56 years.
Whoa!
Yay!
Did well on that front for sure.
Double.
The Dow Jones was just under 100. Federal spending was $3.14 billion that year compared to $3.18 trillion this year. Unemployment was 2.4%. Cost of first class stamp,
1
2
cent.
cents.
Yeah.
Okay, invented in 1923. The bulldozer, masking tape, the Q-tip, sound
What?
film.
Q-tip.
Yeah, thanks, huh? The world's first domestic refrigerator was sold in Sweden. First
Not by
portable
Sears?
radio was sold in the U.S. And my favorite, scopolamine, previously used as a childbirth anesthetic, is found to act as a truth serum after tests on convicts at San Quentin prison.
Okay.
We were 20 years away in 1923 from the invention of synthetic rubber, prepared cake mixes, and silly putty. We were 30 years away from the Barbie doll, and we were 50 years away from the first video game, which was, Andrew?
Pong.
So, Mike, your 90 years have spanned a period of human development that is truly staggering. Your grandchildren will undoubtedly find it hard to grasp what life would be like without debit cards, video games, texting, and Facebook. But no matter how many advances, or so-called advances, have taken place during your 90 years, what is most impressive to me is how Mike's personality and character have remained steadfast during the 30 years I've had the privilege of knowing him. The first day we met, we sat in the family room. Mary on the little stool, Susie and I on the couch, and Mike in his chair. While we made small talk before going to Indian Hill for their world-famous strawberry brunch. The adorable family pug of the time, Ming, came and sat by my foot. Apparently, Ming felt the need to send me a non-verbal message of who was the boss in the house. And shortly thereafter, tipped off by Mary's face draining of all color, I noticed a not insubstantial pile of pug love on my right foot. Mike immediately sprang into action, giving the rather rotund, even for a pug, Ming, a swift soccer-style boot that sent him airborne and into the dining room chairs. After which we retired to Indian Hill and a delectable first course of strawberries stuffed with caviar. You may ask yourself, what did you possibly learn from that? Well, truth be told, not much. Other than I learned that there are times for reason-based discourse and times to simply kick the hell out of whoever is plugging you. That and the fact I really like to tell that story. But over the ensuing years, I've learned, and I suspect Mary has known since she decided to tie the knot with middle-of-the-week Mike, that Mike is a person who is genuinely interested in people, their activities, and ideas. That he has a strong sense of right and wrong. That he's resilient, just ask his health insurance company. And that his strength of personality and strength of character are seasoned by a wisdom which has permitted him to survive and thrive in a household full of, shall we say, strong personalities. A 90th birthday is a blessing that not everyone gets to enjoy. I'm sure Mike feels fortunate to have achieved this milestone. But in reality, everyone here is blessed to be able to celebrate this day. Having lost my own father too early, I know I'm blessed to have Mike in my life as a second father, as grandpa to our children, as a great listener, as an example I hope to live up to. Congratulations, Mike. Enjoy the day. We look forward to counting the days until the celebration of the 100th.
My father taught me 3 things.
Dad, face this way.
Never eat anything bigger than your head. Never play tour with a guy named Doc. And never pass the cat for
I
listened to
Never pass up a cat.
Say the last one.
I
Oh,
listened to these toasts today, and I was very impressed. I hope that for my 60th birthday, which is coming to presently soon, I get one toast as good as some other yet.
That's it. Are you being sarcastic?
The one toast that really was special was Mike's toast to us. Talking about the friendship between the family.
Yeah.
And that is the most powerful statement about this thing. We are all friends. And perhaps more important, we'll always be friends. At Sally's 40th birthday party, which everybody knows the date for, I gave a toast, and I ended with Orion that was pointing me a pedestal. There are good ships and there are bad ships. The ships that sail the sea, but the best ships are friendships, and may they always be.
Oh, very nice.
So here's
Cheers.
Mike.
Cheers.
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 My dad just gave you a toast. Cheers.
That 1923 was the most amazing year. You were born, my father was born, your father was born, and your father was born. If I remember correctly,
1919.
1919. Okay, well I got that.
He was old.
3 out of 4. One detail wrong, but 3 are pretty good. And 1923 was an amazing year, but I just have to tell you, you have been the most amazing father-in-law to me. I just cannot, and your family has been such an additive part of my life. And I just want to thank you so much for all that you've done for me. Thank you so much.
Good job, Chris. Is there more wine?